Yo, crew members, what it be?
What's going on, everybody?
Hi!
Oh my god! And you just caused a car accident.
Yeah, that's all right.
You just caused one. So your medical bills are gonna.
You always yell at me
someone's
for
medical
just
bills are
saying
gonna be
hi.
on you.
Hi.
God.
So I figured I'd change it up today.
We know Anthony's nickname is not Middle Ground. Fucking
No,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
I go zero.
Zero.
I go 0 to 100 really quick.
0 to 100 real quick. So this is going to be a fun episode because we haven't done one of these in a very long time.
And I have never done one of these.
We are finally back with our heroes and villains.
Yes, sir.
And the last one we did was months ago. Don't even remember what the last one even was.
Might have been Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, so that was when we were still doing the quarantine episodes. When we were still at home. You were at home, and we had Alex on.
Yeah, we had Alex on.
Yeah, touche. So yeah, we wanted that to be an ongoing thing. We kind of got away from a little bit, but now that things are slowing down with all the, big news with the systems and stuff like that, it seemed like a perfect time to get back to some heroes and villains.
Yeah.
And with it being October and close to Halloween, the spooky season, Wes had the intelligent idea to do Resident Evil.
Yeah, it was a solid choice.
That was a perfect idea.
Figure it's a hell of a franchise, man. Let's go.
It's a hell of a franchise, so there's plenty of heroes and villains that you could have chosen, so we decided to keep it to Resident Evil 1. So Wes took Jill.
Yep.
I have Albert Wesker, and Anthony has Chris Redfield. Before we get started, though, we wanted to go over some terms that you're probably going to hear, so that way, as we're covering them, you're not like, okay, they didn't explain what this is.
I mean, it's fair.
So Resident Evil takes place in Raccoon City. It's a fictional city. So if you hear RPD at any point in time, that's just the Raccoon City Police Department. And a lot of it revolves around STARS. You hear STARS a lot. STARS is an acronym. It stands for the Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Now, that's comprised of 2 units, Alpha and Bravo, plus a helicopter pilot, so 13 total members you have in STARS. You will also probably hear, well, not probably, you will definitely hear Umbrella, because you can't hear Resident Evil without thinking the Umbrella Corporation. And the Umbrella Corporation is a mega corporation which operated ruthlessly as a major international player in a number of markets, including pharmaceuticals, medical hardware, defense, and computers, along with other operations utilizing genetic engineering and biological weaponry. So that's what you get out of them. That's, I don't know if ever, did you see the meme that went around at the very beginning
of COVID,
of this pandemic?
Yeah, there's a facility. It's I don't remember if it's a pharmaceutical facility.
It's a pharmaceutical. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
in Wuhan.
Yeah,
Wuhan province.
That had the same logo.
Same logo, just different colors. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was as soon
I was
as
like,
I
I'm
saw
on board. Let's go, boys.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I know how this story ends.
yeah, we touched on it at one point.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it was pretty fucking wild.
And last, you will also hear about the T virus, which came out of Umbrella. The T virus is also known as the Tyrant virus, is the general name given to a series of mutant progenitor virus strains initially developed by Umbrella in the 1960s. Their primary goal of the T virus project was to effectively eliminate the need for a large-scale conventional army and generate revenue to go to their eugenics program, the Wesker Project. So basically, the virus had to be highly contagious to the point of infecting an entire target population and guarantee a 100% mortality rate. So basically, they were just trying to create these, BOWs or bioorganic weapons. Basically, inject people and have them, fight wars.
Yeah.
Basically, is what that was. So those are key terms that you will hear throughout. So now when they're referenced, you will have a better understanding of what they are. And I think the way we decided to do this was Anthony is going to go first.
Oh, I am going first. That's right.
He requested to go first because this is his first one. This is his first one, and we're actually happy to have him here for one.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really excited. That's
the perfect one for it too, because we have 3 that we can do. You know what I mean? With Resident Evil.
Yeah,
so
this worked out perfect. So yeah, he's going to take you through Chris Redfield.
All right.
Give her to us.
I'm gonna give her hell, boys. No, I'm actually really excited about this. So yes, I do have Chris Redfield. We'll just start off with his age. He was born in 1937. When I went through finding 1973. Sorry, 1973. What did I say?
Oh, you said 1937.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, everybody.
I was like, oh my God, 1937. This man will not die.
Well, I mean, technically he won't, right? Will he? Kenny? We'll
We'll
find out.
Let's go in.
That's a good question. I don't know.
So let me redact that statement of 19. What 19? What did I say?
37.
You said
Holy
1937.
fuck. You know why? Because it's 1973. So what I did is I kerfuffled it. Okay, so he's 47.
Good old Grandpa Chris.
Hi, Pop. I'm Chris. I didn't get too crazy into his backstory. I kind of just kept it simple. So why'd you give me that look? You good?
What? Yeah, I'm just looking at you.
Oh, don't look at me.
I like to look at people in the eyes when they're talking.
Ooh, that's awkward because I'm looking at my phone. So you're just staring at me.
You know, it's weird when someone's looking at you while you're talking. You have no idea where I'm actually looking. Where am I looking at? Where am I looking right now?
My mouth.
I'm right in your forehead.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, this just took a turn.
All right, so his backstory. He actually started off as a United States Air Force pilot, which when I first read that, so I thought that was really cool.
I actually didn't know that.
Neither did I until I read it. But being in the Air Force, I thought that was really cool. After his retirement from the Air Force, Redfield was scouted in 1996 by STARS, a special law enforcement organization in Raccoon City. He accepted an invitation and was given the position of the point man for Alpha Team. After that, he served in private anti-biohazard service operation. You also had his other service, which was BSAA operative, which did you go over that?
I did not. I totally forgot about that.
So BSAA, his operative, was a Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, which
it was something that was created later on in the games.
Correct.
You mean by Chris and Jill?
Which was actually founded in 2003.
Was that Resident Evil 5 or no? I feel like that's
yes.
where I first remember BSA. Yeah. Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay.
After that, he was an SOA agent and an SOU captain, and he's also part of the Silver Dagger captain. Yeah. So I guess
didn't give any of those either.
I'll have to go back and get all of those for you.
That's fine.
Here.
You keep going. I will look that up for you.
SOA is Special Operations Agent.
Oh. He's a badass. That's really all people need to know. He's super badass.
That sounds about right, yeah.
He's a bad mamma jamma.
And SOU stands for Special Operations Unit Captain. So SOU Captain. SOU Captain. Special Operations Unit Captain.
Got it.
There you go.
He was his first appearance was in Resident Evil, which was in 1996, which I guess we're going to... Yeah.
So long ago.
Right?
So long.
After that, I kind of just have other appearances in the Resident Evil franchise. I have Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles. Boy, I can't talk today. Sorry, everybody.
It's going to be a good one.
That's all right.
No, it's not. Resident Evil... It's not going to be a good one for me, is what I mean. Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil Revelations, Resident Evil 6, and a cameo appearance in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now, I asked Andy about this, and he said he wasn't sure because it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been so long. For some reason, I just don't remember it.
Which is fair.
But if they say so, then I believe them.
I thought this was pretty cool when I was doing the research. Chris is set to return in Resident Evil Village, which is actually the direct sequel to Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very confusing as to how he.
Yeah,
what his role is in that game because you don't get much.
We've only seen 2 trailers, or even out of the whole thing, and each one that we saw.
Right.
It gave us quite literally nothing. You know what I mean? It gave us the same lore backstory. You know what I mean? The old wives' tale in that village. And then after that, it's going ahead and just seeing Chris. You know what I mean? Looking like he's running some type of militia group. You mean some type of unit.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell if he was a bad guy now or like I had no idea. I need more.
He looked pretty damn intimidating, I'll tell you that.
So yeah, and I don't really have too much on the game right now.
They don't.
I can give you a little bit of what I do have. Resident Evil Village is an upcoming survival horror video game developed and published by Capcom. It will be the 10th major installment into the Resident Evil series and a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. The game is set a few years after the events of Resident Evil 7. During the reveal, Capcom's Kellen Haney said about the story, Ethan's world suddenly becomes crashing down once again when Chris Redfield, an unexpected yet familiar face, makes an appearance, setting off a chain of events that sees a distraught Ethan seeking answers to Chris's shocking actions and ultimately finding him in a mysterious village. Events will take place in Europe. And just like Resident Evil 7, the game was developed on the RE engine and will be played from a first-person perspective. And the game is set to launch for Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. So that's the information I have on just the game. Now, some other games that we got to see Chris Redfield in was Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds, which I have played. Awesome game. It's a lot of fun. I love those games.
Those games are so much fun.
They really are. And the story in the Marvel vs. Capcom games have slowly been getting better and slightly longer. So that's kind of nice to see. Oh, I got an itchy nose. Goddamn mustache.
Man's got a bear cub in the right cave. You got a hardcore nose whistle, son.
No, dog. It's just that fucking lip sweater I'm wearing, huh? How about you chill? There was he also appears in the crossover tactical role-playing game Project X Zone, the first time a non-Capcom game wearing his Resident Evil Revelations outfit. He returns in the sequel Project X Zone 2. He also appears in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite as a playable character as well. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I have, like, a whole bunch of different toys and stuff like that where you can find them, but...
Tell me.
Oh, you want to know?
Tell me. You got it. I want to know.
You want to know?
Where can I... So we need to get some Chris Redfield toys in here. It's video game related.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think we can make that happen, boys. So these are just toy companies and toys and the different outfits and stuff like that I'm about to go over that were created throughout the time of his creation or his birth. His birth in the video game world.
I feel like we should have left it at creation, but
yeah,
we'll go with
anyway.
His birth.
Toys. So there's a double pack of action figures of Crest. Oh my god! You know what the issue?
There's some double ones at Crest Redfield there is.
Yeah, you know what I think the issue is? I need a drink.
you definitely need a drink. I don't know where you're from, Chris.
A double pack of action figures of Chris and the Monster, Cerberus, was released in 1998.
Cerberus, so that's the zombie dog, right? I believe. Nice.
In 1998, the Resident Evil series won by the company Toy Biz. Another action figure from the original game was released in 2002 by the company... Giggity, Moby Dick. As well as two action figures, differing only by their color patterns, of Chris from Code Veronica by Palisade Toys. An action figure of Chris from the original game was released as part of a 2006's Resident Evil Anniversary Series 1 by NECA. An action figure of Chris from Resident Evil 5 was produced in 2009 by Hot Toys. Hot Toys. Sorry. A PVC diorama figure of Chris. Is that?
There's a throwback. When's the last time you made a diorama? Oh my goodness, elementary school.
I think I still said it wrong. Thanks for correcting me, boys.
Well,
I said diorama.
I actually don't think there's a proper way. It's either diorama or diorama.
Tomato. You didn't say Doramima or nothing. So
or diarrhea. Imagine if I would have went, hey, there's a PVC diarrhea figure.
Now I'm not tripping. Those were those like sideways shoe boxes, right?
Dioramas, yeah.
Figure of Chris. Thanks, you guys. I'm gonna keep going off of what you just said. Figurine of Chris facing the monster Yawn. From the original game's remake, was released in 2008 in the Biohazard Figure Collection Volume 4 by Organic.
Sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Neat.
We got to get some of these, man. We got to start. We got to make.
We got to put some shelves up here first.
Yeah, get a collection.
Yeah, because
going.
I mean, if you were to look at the studio really quick, I mean, we already have figurines and stuff like that.
Yeah, we just don't have them displayed yet.
I mean, we got two claptraps behind you on the floor.
We got Harley Quinn. We got Alduin from Skyrim. We've got she's somewhere over here.
I got Tiny Tina and Zero in the other room that we can bring in.
And then I'm pretty sure under maybe it's behind me, but I have what's her name? Aloy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta.
So we definitely got
some more work to do in here.
Yeah, got to do a little upgrade in the studio.
All in due time.
But yes, so that was.
I think it's
So in a nutshell,
that was
Chris
a hero.
Redfield, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could have went a little more in depth.
Nah,
I'm sorry I didn't. again, this is my first time ever doing one. So, next time I do one, be prepared. It'll be a little bit better. I'm sorry if I.
Fair enough.
All right, so we got the hero. Well, one hero. So
One
now let's
hero.
get the villain.
Oh, I love the villain. Let's go.
And that's exciting because this is only, I believe, my second time being able to do the villain. I remember I did Dr. Wily.
Yeah.
And I think this one because you did Ganon.
I did do Ganon.
But
that was only because I knew for a fact you wanted to do Link.
And you did Bowser.
That was
King
a fun
Koopa.
one.
That was a really fun one.
That was long.
It was. And then I don't believe I did the villain in Mortal Kombat either.
But what,
yeah, you did.
But what
you did.
villain was it?
It was
Shang Tsung, I believe.
Okay, so the original villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I might have Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the original villain.
This is my third one. Okay.
Oh.
But yeah, so
Sweet.
I got to do Albert Wesker, which is low-key one of my favorite villains.
I mean,
in gaming.
he is pretty badass.
He is pretty badass.
Let's be honest here.
So Albert Wesker was born July 17th, 1960, which puts him at about 38 in the first Resident Evil, which is the first time that you see him. In just about every different Resident Evil game that you see him in, he's generally wearing the same thing. He's got that trademark leather jacket and those sunglasses. Real douchey. He even wears them inside at night. So, but you can always remember that. Now, one thing I didn't realize is he's a lot taller than I thought. He's over 6 foot. He's somewhere between like 6'1" and 6'3". They weren't like up, but that's a big dude.
Well, that's the same info I got for Chris, but I didn't put it in there because I was like, who wants to know his height? Obviously, I guess they want to know their height. All right.
I do.
Note to self.
Yeah. So he was.
But that is a big dude.
That is.
He was born in the USA. And I was leaving a second because I didn't know if anyone was going to do it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to make sure. In Resident Evil 1, his job was the captain of STARS, so the Special Tactics and Rescue Service, and he was the field captain leader on Alpha Team. So, as far as his some of the characteristics about him and his personality, he's basically extremely selfish. His only real loyalty is to himself and a fellow coworker, William Birkin, who you learn more about in, I believe, Resident Evil 2. It's 2 or 3. I forget which one you find out more about him. But yeah, he's super selfish, plays all sides. He tries to sell data and virus samples between competitors to gain access to more opportunities to then acquire even more data and samples. That's basically his gimmick. And he's a true jack of all trades. Definitely not somebody, even though he ends up on your bad side every time, he's not someone you want on his bad side because these are just some of the things he's proficient in. Science, research, observation, biology, virology, bioengineering, evolution, combat, martial arts, marksmanship.
Wait, did you say evolution?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Marksmanship, weapons, tactics, police procedure, espionage, murder, subterfuge, blackmail opportunity, planning, persuasion, arms dealing, the good old art of the double cross, and extrasensory perception.
Now, is it written? The good old art of the double cross, or that you add?
That's just me. That's my little ad lib. Before I go on further, also I just wanted to point out that I do get a lot of this information from the Capcom fandom, which is a great website to go to for anything Capcom.
Correct.
And so your Mega Man, Resident Evil, Street Fighter, all that stuff.
That's where I got it.
They're
That's
great.
where I got a handful of my information too. Most of it. So.
Now, like I said, I did try to keep this mostly to Resident Evil 1, so I don't dive too far into some of his mutations, but in later series of the games where he does get some viral genetic mutations, he gains superhuman strength, speed, agility, resistance, and regenerative immortality. Holy. Anthony just had to correct me. Holy
the guy
shit.
who can't speak had to correct you.
Holy shit.
Hey, one team, one fight, boys.
Go team. So, backstory: he began his work as a researcher for the Umbrella Corporation at the age of 18 in 1977. He was assigned by a man named James Marcus to the management training facility alongside William Birkin, who I talked about before. You find a little bit more about him in later games. Being two of the best at what they do, when the training facility inevitably closed in July of 1978, they were personally transferred to the Arklay Research Facility, which is the estate of someone named Oswald Spencer, to continue their own T-virus research. We went over the T-virus. That's what they wanted to use, biochemical weapon to create some zombie super army. They eventually, through hard work, became the facility's chief researchers, and their T-virus research lasted over 13 years in 3 different stages. Once it reached the 3rd stage, which is the Tyrant bioweapon, which you actually get a sneak peek at in Resident Evil 1. You do see that at the end. It's a bad mamma jamma. It's a super bad mamma jamma.
Yep.
Upon the completion of that 3rd stage, Wesker and Birkin were ordered by Spencer, the man who owned the estate, to assassinate their former mentor, Marcus, and steal all research. Shortly after they did all that, Birkin's further research led to a new virus called the G virus. I won't go into that because that's way further on. And when Spencer approved the G virus project in 91, Wesker, having his own doubts of Spencer's intentions, requested a transfer to Umbrella's Intelligence Bureau that same year. So you fast forward a little bit to 1996, which is when Wesker formed the Raccoon City Police Department STARS unit. And then 2 years after its formation, there's a series of homicides that occurred near the Arklay region, which is where the estate was that they were doing the T-virus research and stuff like that. That takes you right up to the beginning of Resident Evil 1. That's how the story starts. After the homicides, the public feared that it was due to a local cult, but Wesker, having been really about that life, he knew the truth. In an effort to control public outcry, that's when Bravo team, because remember we said there was Alpha and Bravo and STARS, Bravo team was dispatched to investigate. Wesker used that time to gather battle data by pitting STARS members against the Umbrella bioorganic weapons. And then that following day is when the whole story for the first Resident Evil starts, because you lose all contact with Bravo team, and then Alpha team's dispatched to see what happens. And I don't want to go too much further into that in case someone hasn't played the game and wants to. I don't want to give everything away, but that sets up exactly how the story starts. So Wesker, Jill, and Chris end up in the Arklay Mountains at this mansion to investigate what happens, and that sets up the whole story. So, like I said, his first appearance was in Resident Evil 1, but you do also see him in Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4, and he was also in Marvel vs. Capcom, the original, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And movies, he was also in the original Resident Evil movie. I don't remember if he was in any past that.
Wesker?
Only because I'm sure he has been, but I only remember seeing the first 3, and I don't even remember 2 and 3.
I mean,
I only remember
I
the first
own
one.
all of them except for the final chapter on Blu-ray.
Fair enough, but yeah, that.
Most of them are still wrapped in cellophane, actually.
But yeah, that
Watched them.
that is now there is more. Like I said, there's a lot more to Albert Wesker's story, but a lot of that comes in, later in the series.
The later years.
Yeah, which maybe we can come back and do, in a different episode.
A wrap up, a follow up
like,
of
Yeah, where all these people ended up.
Did you get?
Where are they now?
You get like this music, like da da da. Resident Evil, the later years.
There you go.
Sounds like a horrible reboot of a sitcom.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yo, you have everybody just face the camera. You just hear like just a clap reel in the background.
Oh my!
Like a laugh.
we're back!
No,
like a laugh reel.
I am
Yeah.
starting the older I get to hate laugh tracks. It's driving me nuts. Don't tell me when to laugh. I'll laugh on my own.
Motherfucker, calm down.
But
That could easily be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard about somebody getting butthurt for.
It's Andy.
it's because you're a sheep, Wesley. You laugh when they tell you to laugh.
Yeah, I'm one of the sheeple. What can I say?
But yeah, so that's Albert Wesker, and the only person left.
Don't look at me.
Oh yeah, you went first.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Is Jill Valentine.
Yeah, so Jill was born in 1974, and she had a French father and a Japanese mother. I mean, she was born in the United States, so she is a United States citizen. She was a part of she was a Delta Force operator before joining STARS, which was obviously we said before, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. During the 6-month intensive training for Delta Force, she became proficient and excelled at bomb disposal and lockpicking.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, something she's also known for, throughout, I believe it's Resident Evil 5. There was a whole bunch of documents that actually ended up coming out about Jill to go ahead and give you more of a background story on her. And, it had to do with, her courage, her resilience, let's see if I can say this word, her discernment amid danger. That said it. Hot spit.
Sounded nice.
And her delicate, though precise work. Because one of the biggest things you found out about her is that she can be the calmest person under pressure. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't phase her. So in I believe it was 96 is to when she joined STARS. Because Wesker recruited her, and and when she joined Stars, she was first part of the beta team, and then she was through the training and everything else, she got herself moved to Alpha, which she was the first female to hit that role as being part of the Alpha team. So
that's how you know you're badass,
right? Mm-hmm. And just to give a little background on Stars themselves, I mean, they are an elite unit from the Raccoon Police Department that relies on military veterans and weapon-trained scientists to handle serious crimes in the city. So you're essentially talking, I mean, like CSI on steroids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's
basically,
yeah, that's basically what it is. So when it comes down to how she looks, actually, no. I'm sorry. I was about to say she's got some trademark stuff too. Oh, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, we already talked about it in the beginning. I mean, she was first introduced as one of the two playable protagonists alongside Chris Redfield in the game in 1996. The director, who is Shinji Mikami, and then the designer, whose last name is Oishi. I mean, they're the ones that created Jill Valentine. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I thought was really cool is that when you first see her in the first game, I mean, she's wearing that Stars, you know what I'm saying, like tactical suit with the vest and all that type of shit. They made such a huge point not to over-sexualize her.
Yeah.
They really pushed for that. They said to avoid sexual objectification of women in video games, they refused to eroticize or portray women as submissive in Resident Evil. Instead, you know what I mean, Jill Valentine was characterized as an independent. All through the storylines progress forward in the same general direction. The gameplay differs for Valentine and Redfield. For her inventory is larger, and she does have a lockpick, which gives her early access to more health and ammunition.
Yeah. I want to see if I can remember this. Is one of the perks to taking Chris that he has the knife right away?
Might be.
I think so, because I'm
not entirely sure.
Because there is a reason for, to decide who you want to use it first.
so a lot of times people that just are obviously just getting into the game. A lot of times they were told to play as Jill because she has the bigger inventory log and also being able to do lock picking. I mean, it gives you a little bit of an extra skill set.
Yeah.
So according to a scholar for digital media, Mikami's female roles possessed unique qualities, making them viable choices for players to select over their male counterparts, and said that their combat attire helped them avoid criticism of adhering to the male gaze. Obviously, I mean, look, we talked about games before, like Street Fighter. You mean like Chun-Li? You know how she looks. Like in the Tekken games, like Nina Williams. You know what she looks. Dead or Alive.
The entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, one of the biggest things that happens in video games that have to do with stuff like this is the
lots of cleavage, big ass titties. Let's just call it
over-sexualization of female characters. Mikami.
That's crazy. I was just about to say that, like, this game obviously was more of the you're going to choose her because she's a badass.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mikami, awesome. Mikami went ahead and explained that I don't know if I've put more emphasis on women characters, but when I introduce them, it is never as objects. The other games, they will be peripheral characters with ridiculous breast physics.
So what did I say?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And he said, I avoid that sort of obvious eroticism. Despite the subsequent games in the series not directed by Mikami depicted her wearing more revealing clothing. The classic thing you think of is her Resident Evil 3 outfit, which is also known in the second Resident Evil movie. You mean to where she has the crop top.
Oh yeah.
The halter top with with the skirt, with the like knee-high boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you see that, and you see what her original outfit was, and you go, okay, you know exactly why they did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so look, man, she is military-wise, and like she is like quite literally like G.I. Jane, like straight up badass.
She is that bitch.
Yes, 100%. Let's see here. So now, when it comes to the movies and games that she's been in, so she's been in 16 Resident Evil games and 3 Marvel vs. Capcom games.
Talk about a legacy.
Right. Just a quick breakdown of the Resident Evil games is Resident Evil Director's Cut, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and then you had the Resident Evil remake in 2002, Resident Evil The Missions, let's see, Umbrella Chronicles.
Did you say Umbrella?
He got them umbrella because
The Umbrella Chronicles.
Did you see my face when I said it?
You look disgusted
literally
with
stopped
yourself.
and was like, what the fuck did I just say?
My man said
Damn.
Umbrella and just had this angry look like.
I mean mugged myself. Yes.
Damn, thanks for reminding me. I got to go buy an umbrella later today.
It's gonna rain. Don't forget your umbrella.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
So you also have Genesis, Resident Evil 5. You have a bunch of the Resident Evil Mercenary stuff like Mercenary Versus and Mercenary 3D. Outbreak Survive. Let's see. Revelations, Operation Raccoon City, that Project X Zone and X Zone 2 that Anthony was talking about. And then obviously the Resident Evil 3 remake that happened in 2020. Let's see here. Now, with the games, she was voiced by a woman named Una Kavanaugh in the original game in 1996, and then she was voiced and motion captured by a woman named Nicole Tompkins in the 2020 remake.
Okay.
And I mean, look, she obviously, like I said, she's appeared in the Resident Evil films. She first appeared in Resident Evil 2 in the films, and she was played by Sienna Gilroy. And I mean, that's honestly that's all I have. I really just kind of broke it down fairly simple. I didn't dive as deep as Andy. As always, Andy normally kind of gives more intel than I think anybody else on this stuff with these
Next Heroes and Villains will be brought to you by Andy alone.
Billions?
Billions. Well, they're going to go buy umbrellas
Umbrellas.
later, so.
And
Holy
just to all right, so for the most part, we're going to kind of hold off on news just because we just want to just kind of keep this one short and sweet.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to go ahead and talk about the new Resident Evil movie that's coming out. Yeah, because they're rebooting the whole thing, and they're picking some good people to go ahead and and take these roles. So Jill Valentine is going to be played by a woman named Hannah John Kamen, and she's the one that played Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, she'll be good for that. She definitely has that same type of look, so I'm excited to see that. Wesker is being played by a man named Tom Hopper, and if you watch the Umbrella Academy, he's the big guy.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The one that was in space for a while.
Yep.
Oh, and for people who know Game of Thrones, Dickon Tarley.
Yeah, I don't know Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
but the fact his name was Dickon was the one that cracked everybody up.
Dickon.
Claire Redfield is going to be played by a woman named Kaya Skadoosh.
And
Skadoosh. Scadelario. Yeah, I'm murking that up. All right.
Oh my
But
you know what? Put it in Google and see what Google says.
What's her first name?
her first name is Kaya. Kaya.
So it's probably Kaya, but even if it's
Okay.
Kaya, it's Kaya or Kaya. We'll just call her Kaya S.
Kaya S. She's mainly known for the Maze Runner series, and also she was in the 2017 Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh.
Let's see here. Chris Redfield is going to be played by Robbie Amell. I know him from like The Flash. And Legends of Tomorrow. He was part of all that stuff.
I know who he is.
And his cousin's actually Stephen Amell, who played Arrow in obviously the Arrow show.
Yeah.
He was also in the movie Duff and Code 8, which is actually a movie that I think is on like streaming. I actually heard it was pretty good. William Birkin, which was somebody that you brought up when you were talking about Wesker, that's being played by Neil McDonough, which is another guy from the Arrowverse. He played Tim Dum Dum Dugan in Captain America. He was also in the Minority Report and a few other things like Boomtown and Timeline. And then the last one that I have, who's going to be Leon, is being played by somebody named Avon Jagia. And he's been in he was in Zombieland, Double Tap. He was in Shaft. And he was in a movie called Now Apocalypse, which came out last year. So that's what we have for the main roles for the new Resident Evil movie.
Sounds
And
promising.
I'm excited for that because I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I really did not enjoy any of the original Resident Evil
Neither
movies
did I.
at all.
Okay, so
Is there a synopsis of what this movie's
I have
about?
I have nothing.
Nothing.
No.
If this even comes
Close?
50% closer to the games than the original one did,
Then
you're
it's a
already-
bonus.
It's
yeah.
being directed by a man named Johannes Roberts. He directed 47 Meters Down. He directed Dark Hunters, Storage 24. Were just some of his some of the things that he has. Hellbleeder.
You look at Wes's face. He's like, I don't know who this guy
No,
is.
well, no, I just look, man. It's I mean, look, some of them are short films, some of them are like miniseries for TV. You know what I mean, it's just like 47 Meters Down was probably the biggest thing that he's had so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah, we don't have a synopsis on this yet, which I mean that part sucks. But I'm
keeping it.
I'm game for it because yeah, dude, like it ended up being with the old series that it was just shit. You know what I mean? Like the first movie wasn't bad because you had the Hive and you're under the mansion, all that type of shit. So you had a little bit of a feel. Even the second movie, you still had a little bit of a feel because you were in Raccoon City and everything else like that. Everything else afterward, when you bring in like Ali Lauder and it didn't pay off.
She play Claire?
Ali Lauder, yeah,
she did. Okay,
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it just when you have there's certain games where you have to stay very, very close to the source material, and I feel like Resident Evil is one of those.
Yeah, they just in those other those
sure.
movies that they had. I honestly think there's like 6 or 7 of them. That they fucking made.
I lost count after 2.
I'm almost guaranteed there's like 6.
Like they're
just go look at your collection.
Like they're cult classics, and those Mortal Kombat movies. We know how Alex feels about one of them, but there's
Mortal Kombat Annihilation doesn't exist.
But there's
neither of them really exist.
But there's no
Let's
time.
be honest.
But
here.
there's no time that you're watching one of those movies that you didn't go, oh shit, this is my video game directly in front of me.
Yeah, that would be
Resident
great.
Evil didn't have that at all.
Yeah, well,
No,
like not at all. So
which kind of sucks.
Oh no, absolutely.
Because like I remember when I first saw the previews for the first Resident Evil movie, I was like, oh, this could be so good. And then I saw it and I was like, this was so bad.
this was so not what I thought it was gonna be.
No,
I mean, you started off going, oh, it's the chick from Fifth Element. Just
like,
getting real excited.
Yeah,
about
as soon as
everything.
I saw her too, I was like, this could be really good. Like this has potential. No, it doesn't.
No,
it didn't have potential.
Not at all. So that's what we got in Heroes and Villains, y'all.
Yeah, and this is something that we could definitely revisit and do a part 2 if we wanted to, because you just jump 2 games ahead and you have brand new
Nemesis.
Heroes and Villains. You got Nemesis, you have Claire,
Yep.
Leon. So that's easily.
Even with 4, because 4.
Well, 4 has Leon as well.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying 4. 4. You're in that African or not?
So you know what?
Not African. You're in the
Mexico or something.
Yeah. You're in that one town.
So here we
it's
go.
Completely different.
Check it out. We're gonna have we'll collectively talk about it a little bit, but why don't we have a poll for our next Heroes and Villains?
I mean, shit, that's how we used to do it.
Right?
That
So we'll
is how
do
we
a
did
poll for our next Heroes and Villains. We'll either put it up for a revisit for number 2 for Resident Evil, or how about you think about this? Silent Hill.
It's a great idea. It keeps with the horror theme for October.
Simple answer.
All right,
Yeah.
so there you go,
And
everybody. We'll
that's
put a poll out for a revisit for this, for the new Heroes and Villains, for the newer Heroes and Villains, I guess you could say, in the series of Resident Evil, or we'll see what we got with Silent Hill. You let us know. You are the deciding factor in what we'll do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How's that?
Sounds good.
Hell yeah.
I like these episodes.
They're fun.
Yeah, because I learned stuff that I really didn't know. As much of a fan of Resident Evil as I am, like I didn't.
Well,
know
you're
that,
definitely the
I didn't
biggest
know that,
fan here.
I didn't know that Chris was in the Air Force.
I didn't either until I read about it. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, and I had no idea behind like all the stuff that you said about Jill, as far as like not overly sexualizing her and stuff like that. Like that's dope.
I was really happy when I saw that because I'm like I get it now. I mean, I get it, like because look, we said it before. You mean put them on their merit. You know what I mean? And I mean, and Jill, you are basing her off of her merit. I mean, look, she is. I mean, obviously, she is a very pretty character that they went ahead and created, but they didn't go ahead and like give her the ginormous breasts. You know what I mean? With the real tiny waistline to go ahead and look like just.
Yeah.
I mean, to where the physics of the body makes no fucking sense.
And you got to think that Mikami had to be pretty close to at the forefront of that back then, because you look at a lot of the games that were back then. You had Tomb Raider, which granted graphics weren't all great. She's in short shorts and big ass titties again, and Street Fighter with Chun-Li and all that stuff. Yeah, right. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty dope to be kind of like a pioneer in that respect.
I agree. So, it's been 2 weeks since we've said anything about what we are playing. What you got?
Oh, I guess you start with me.
We just went over this.
Yeah, I figured Wes was going to start, but I guess I will.
I just got done doing the whole thing. I'm not going to start.
I did the whole thing, so I'm not going to do another thing. No. So I think I talked about it 2 weeks ago. But so I've been playing Pokemon Ultra Sun. You know, it's a perfect little handheld.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
Those games are
I've already beaten the game. And
Not surprised.
I'm literally just kind of going through now and finishing up the Pokedex, catching all the legendaries and game specific Pokemon that I can. That game still has the GTS, which is the global trading system in it.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, so good. So whatever, obviously I can't find, you know, I'm
Putting it out on there.
yeah, I'm looking for people that want to trade. I'm depositing Pokemon and shit like that. And most of the time, I think I ran into one instance where like I wanted a certain one, and this guy was like, "I'm gonna give you a Weedle." I was like,
Is that
"Fuck
where
you,
is
I'm
that where
out."
you have like the wonder trades where you don't know what you're getting back?
You can do
That's what that
surprise
was?
trades.
Surprise trades. I love those.
So you have
love
three
those
different.
so much.
So you have three. You have the wonder trades or the link. You have the wonder trades, the GTS, which is a global trading system where you basically go on. You can search for a certain type of Pokemon that you need, and then it'll come up with a list of people that have those that they have deposited, and then it'll list like what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then you have the link trade where basically you go over the internet and you can link up with somebody, and just it's an actual like live trade. So I've been doing all that. It's been awesome. My daughter's been sitting with me as I've been playing.
Schooling her.
Schooling
Showing her
her
the ropes.
Schooling her in the art of Pokemon, and she's been loving every part of it. So that makes me a proud father, and I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
it's been cool.
Pokemon game are we going to get to? We talk about this all the time where you can finally rename Pokemon that you get via trade.
Never.
That
I'm telling you
would
right
be so
now,
nice.
no, it's not gonna happen. I think it's one of the things that they've always done since the beginning.
One of
It's
my-
like, it's
Screw it.
never gonna happen.
biggest pet peeve
One
with
of
that?
my best Pokemon in Shield is from like Japan, I think, and and it has the
surprised
characters. Yeah, right.
Yeah, one of the best Pokemon I picked up.
Cinderace, I believe it is. The rabbit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Squirrel
yeah.
Buddies
Yeah,
ever-
yeah.
one of
it's
the
Bunny's
best
Final
ones
Evolution.
that I have gotten in this. His name's Your Butt, and I know for a fact that was a little kid. I know for a fact that was like a 9 to 13-year-old was like, ha, I'm gonna name it Your Butt. And whoever gets it is
somebody
gonna be,
went to the renamer, named it, and then
Yeah.
tripped it off.
Your butt used Mudshot.
yeah, and you know what?
Does it?
No.
Mud bombers.
But no, it was like Your Butt used Dark Pulse. I was like, oh, that's no, we can't use that.
We're hitting a level, aren't we?
Yeah, we now sending out Your Butt. What? Like, no, I'm
fine.
good. I parked his ass in box 1 and he's staying there.
I will say though, real quick, talking about Pokemon, that there was a drop for the new release for the Sword and Shield,
The new
Crown
DLCs.
Tundra, the
When
second
did they
DLC.
come out?
October 22nd.
Oh, are you serious? So I have to finish the other DLC, which I haven't even started yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten back into it, but it's been a lot of fun. You know what I mean? What I've done with it so far. So
Oh my god,
Games are so good.
Oh,
What was the first Pokemon you ever had at level 100?
Mewtwo?
Yeah?
Yep, but that
I don't
was
think I've ever gotten any to 100. Actually,
that was going all the way back to Pokemon Red.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Mine was
Yeah.
in the next generation. I had a level 100 for Alligator.
Mm.
It's the only one I've ever like grinded to get to
Damn.
100.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've just always just picked up other shit and just.
Yeah. And that's
Oh,
still to this day the
went to
only one
work.
I've ever had.
Oh man,
Aside from getting one in a trade, but that's the only one that I actively worked to.
yeah, so awesome, so awesome.
All right, so
Wes, what are you playing?
last week I jumped a little bit, obviously, into our Freaky Friday. I was able to play a little more Aliens. That was fun. I went ahead.
Did you make it any further?
I
Was
made it a lot
another-
further.
Was it another Friday brought to you by?
I
No,
haven't had
it
a
hasn't.
Friday.
No.
I've had a Friday brought to you by my locker in probably about 3 weeks.
My Locker. I like it.
Probably. I mean, like as a day we're recording, I didn't play this previous Friday because I had my friends' kids over for a sleepover.
Awesome.
Was it?
For me, yeah, because I got to
Was it
say
though?
hi to them.
Yeah, they woke up.
though?
They woke up at 5 a.m. I'm absolutely wiped right now, but I haven't played any. Well, I've been farming a little bit on Borderlands. That's only fucking around. That's only just doing something just to do something.
Yeah, it's fair.
But I have.
you know, you
I
can play
haven't-
Pokemon instead.
I really can. I have been getting back into God of War, and that's been a lot of fun. Right now I'm in Alheim, so I'm
tell
trying
me.
to go ahead and
Explain. I've already beaten the game, but
Oh, yeah.
explain. I love seeing other people's
Well,
reactions.
I haven't played it yet. Don't ruin nothing for me.
Ruin
No.
everything.
Well, no. So I mean, you're dealing with Norse. You mean Norse style mythology. So
Mythology,
so you're dealing with you mean the multi realm of of the 9 worlds.
Oh, so good.
And one of the first ones you go to, besides obviously you're from Midgard. You know what I'm saying? That's what Earth is.
Yeah.
But the first one you go to is Alheim, and that's where I'm at right now. So you're dealing with like dark elves and stuff like that, and I mean, it's fucking incredible. The dark elves remind me of the flying dudes in what the fuck was it? Justice League. You know what I mean? Them aliens. It honestly it's really what it reminds me of. But I just got the light arrows.
Oh,
you mean for my kid?
Yeah.
And it is so much fun. And then like you hit these moments with Kratos, and you're just like, wow, you're kind of a dick. And then you go ahead and
but then he
and
has
then you
like
hit other spots to where you're like, oh,
bro.
So,
I'm not. So when I first played that game, so I played that game and beat that game while I was deployed. Luckily enough, I had sourced myself a TV and a PlayStation while I was out there. Got to play the game, and because you're not that far into it, and I'm not going to ruin anything.
Very, very early on.
Once you get halfway and deeper into the story, this game is going to punch you straight in the feels. You are going, because you're just like all three of us. We're all exactly the same. When you get into games, the story matters, right?
I'm looking for the other person over here.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You're just like all three of us. I'm like, oh shit.
1, 2, 3. All three. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
You think you could shush that out of me? You don't know me very well. Shh, don't get him. Fuck you. I'm getting him.
Yeah,
I figured you would. I just figured I'd push the process by making it more well known what's happening.
I just made it really awkward. It would have been nice if you had done that. I'm like, oh, I see what I did there. No, you just let me fucking ramble on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that game is gonna fucking punch you in the
like I
feels.
said, dude, I'm only in Alheim right now, so I know I have much more to go.
Yeah, it gets insane. When you play that game, do you wear your headphones too?
Currently, no.
Highly recommend. You're gonna definitely want to, because there's gonna be times you're definitely gonna want them. Trust me.
Okay.
Play the game with the headphones if you can.
My man knew he was about to ruin something, so he's like, "You're definitely gonna want it for the. You're just gonna want
yeah,
him.
just gonna
You're
want
gonna
him.
want him.
You're gonna want them. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, but I mean that's besides playing Fall Guys with my Fall Guys crew. That's it.
Yeah, such a good game.
Fall Guys Season 2 came out, and it is a fucking blast, dude. It is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please buy it.
All right.
Please
Wow.
buy it.
Did you see? He was
You
smiling.
said you were
This
going to.
motherfucker was like. I can't either.
Such a change in character. I can't even do it.
So happy smiling. This motherfucker went.
Please buy it.
Please buy it.
Having you as a part of the squad would be awesome.
All right.
That's what I mean by it.
All right. You guys are playing on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
All right. Deal. Done. All right. I think I can make it work.
What you got, Andy?
He's still thinking. Look at him.
Oh,
He's like,
man.
I don't know.
No. So.
What the fuck just happened?
We had done like 50 to 60 episodes, I'm pretty sure. That is the worst I have ever started a section of anything that I was about to say. I normally have a good segue. I have something to say. So I'm just like, so here's what I have.
So I was playing a game the other day.
So I knew you were going to. So I was on my PlayStation the other day. I've been balls deep in Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, boy.
Balls deep. And I want to do this without giving anything away.
Mm-hmm.
First thought, right out the gate, and we've touched on this before, and I want to touch on it again. It is so goddamn cool to be playing as a member of the LGBTQ community, like wide open, like no, like maybe, like just it's in
She's
your
there.
face,
Yeah.
and that's it, and it's really fucking cool, and it's an awesome part of the game. Like there's like that element of like that the relationship that she's in is a big part of it, so it's kind of cool to see that unfold as you play the rest of the game. But it's super dope because you don't get it enough. I can't think of another game you've ever had it actually like that where it's that.
Yeah, we talked about
front.
that. We talked about during the representation episode.
Yeah, that's great, but that's just part of it. But I've seen people talk about the bulk of people say how great the game is and how great the story is. There are a few people that think that it was a little drawn out, but I've been loving every single minute of it. Not one part feels forced or overly drawn out or like, why am I still here? Why am I still doing this? Like, everything seems, pretty great. I love there's so many options of, branching skill trees that you get to work on and upgrading guns and stuff like that. And where I'm at right now, I'm probably like 10 hours in. I believe the run time, I think they said, for if you're someone like me who looks for everything first, about 30 hours, which is great for a campaign, right? Because it's really not an RPG. It's more of like a survival adventure game, really. Like, it has some RPG elements in it.
Okay,
but
cool.
It's about 30 hours. They say you can beat it, in around 20 if you fly through stuff. It's not like a side quest, main quest type of thing. You just have one goal, and there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it. But they do a great mix of stealth combat is the biggest part of it, if you want to do it that way. And they've I don't believe they had it in the first game, but they've added in the ability to go prone in this game, so you can go under cars.
Well, no, they
like
did
that.
it because remember when you and I were playing the first one, that was one of our largest complaints.
Yeah, well, in any game these days where I have a gun or anything like that, like, I want to be able to lay
down
on the ground.
Yeah.
When I was watching the Spaghetti Boys play, when they streamed it, that was actually one of the things Jacob was talking about, the fact that you couldn't go prone.
Yeah,
it's
but
like the biggest thing.
They fixed that in the second one. I've talked about this before about how friendly the cover system is, that there is no button for it. As long as you're crouched and walking next to something, she will automatically
it's
just
like,
make
it's like
sure
an
that
auto
she's...
cover system.
Yeah, but it's not
That's
one.
cool.
It's not
No,
one.
no,
of
no.
It's not one of those things where like you go next to it and it
it'll-
locks
it'll,
you
like,
in.
pull you in?
It like you
No.
have free movement wherever you want to go.
Okay.
That's cool.
Which
get behind
which
that.
is really cool when you get a little further in and there's different like elements with like animals and stuff like that. If you stay in one place too long, they'll pick up on your scent, so you have to keep moving and trying to figure out where the next place is that you want to go. There's a great mix of rural areas and these crazy like.
So a game represented by my locker wouldn't work very well, huh?
No, I guess not.
No, there is no. No, it definitely wouldn't. But like one thing, and this doesn't ruin anything because you could do this. You could do this in the first game, and it's been so long since I've done it. I ran into a situation where I was in a place with two different threats. There was a shitload of people with guns, and then there was a shitload of, they're called clickers. They're the stage. Yeah, they sound like. I thought that was you for a second. I was looking directly at this man. I didn't think it was him. They're, I believe they're stage 3, and that's when they're, they have no sight, but their hearing is bananas, right?
Superhuman.
Absolutely superhuman. You even have to. You can't even like how normally you run and then you can like sneak. You can't even just sneak to them. You have to go into sneak and then sneak slowly, so to make sure that they don't hear you. But there was a bunch of them, and there was a bunch of dudes with guns. And I looked on the side of me and I was like, "Shit, there's a bottle over there." So I just took a bottle, launched that thing across the room, and just watched this wave of clickers just go and maul all these people with guns. It was
nice.
It was pretty dope to see, but the story is great. It keeps you engaged every single step of the way. There's not one moment that feels like I'm just slugging through it just to get through it. Like, everything makes me excited to play the next part.
That's good.
That's awesome.
And the next part. It's one of those games you can easily pick up, and then all of a sudden, you pick it up at 1 o'clock, and then you're just like, what the fuck is that?
I love that.
So yeah, that's the most I'm comfortable with saying before I accidentally like slip up and say something vital that I don't want to.
Yeah,
that's fair. Hell
but yeah, it's been great. I will be playing it tonight as soon as my wife goes to bed.
Nice. That's the thing. I'm jumping back into God of War today, and I'm probably gonna stick with that most. Well, we got crib training happening this week coming up.
Oh.
So I'm off. I'm off work. So and this is gonna absolutely suck. So.
God of War will make you happy.
I brought the PlayStation upstairs up to the main floor, so that way I can go ahead and play.
Is it up to main floor living room, or is it up to main floor bedroom where you can...
Main floor living room.
Hell yeah. Attaboy. That's going to be cool.
I'm excited for it, man. I'm definitely pumped. All right, so that's the episode we got. Heroes and Villains, a little bit of what are we playing. Dropped in a little bit of news, too. Just kind of give you a little pinch of everything.
Hell yeah, I like it.
So, Ant, tell them where they can find us.
What's up, brother? Sorry, it was me rewinding. It's time to connect with us at CGC. Boy, that was a kerfuffle. You can check us out at Console Crew, which is our Twitter account. We have our www, which is www.consolegamingcrew.com. It is connected to our Gmail, which is consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. We have our YouTube channel, which our podcasts are now streamed there as well.
Yep.
We slowly bring out content video related as well. I'm thinking hopefully in the coming months when the consoles start to once we have possession of our consoles, I think Wes and I talked about this when Andy wasn't here. We're going to definitely do some unboxing. So that's kind of cool. So look forward to that.
I am so excited.
Yeah, me too. And that is Console Gaming Crew. So you can check us out there. I have already subscribed to our own channel. I know it's silly, but
so have I.
But I like to see.
Not silly at all.
I like to see the silly. I like to see the fun content that we produce, video wise as well. And then you have our Instagram, which is Console Gaming Crew, and last but not least, we have our Facebook. Again, we do have a Facebook. You can check us out there too. That is Console Gaming Crew.
Episodes are dropped there, but I mean that's pretty much where it ends. But
yeah, but we do have Facebook. And on to our Twitch. We do all have a Twitch. Wes is our goat. He's actually the goat right now for sure. He's our guy. He is our guy.
Working hard, man.
Hey, you put out some good content, so let's just leave it
Thank
there.
you.
I like what you do. And his is Dragon_CGC. We have Andrew, which is Scooby CGC. And then we have myself, which is CGC_Squishy Soprano. So that's where you can check us out. So please do. Drop us a line. Let us know how we're doing. If we mess up and you want to correct us, those are all the areas you can do it, and we'd be happy to hear from you.
And you can also let everybody know what you think about us on Podchaser and Apple Podcasts.
And
Amazon Music.
Bro, so legit. I saw that the other day. So excited. We are now on Amazon Music, part of Amazon's podcast. I love every part of it. So, yes, if you are a big Amazon person, you don't like anything Apple related, you could check us out on Amazon too.
Yeah. I'm actually going to work on Pandora next.
I like it. So soon you will be able to find us anywhere.
Everywhere.
We will always be in your ear.
All right, y'all. So stay safe. Wash your hands. And as always,
Game on.
game on, y'all.